Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hops Geek News, your home for comic books, movies, TV shows, and we typically feature a beer of the week. I'm Matt. With me, as always, is Lauren. And today, we're going to dive right into things, man. Andor Season 1 recap to get you ready for Andor Season 2, premiering April 22nd on Disney+. Now, a little bit different with Andor Season 2 because they are going to, every 3 episodes, it's like its own contained thing where there will be a time jump. But we're going to get you ready by recapping it. There's no news, no what we're reading or watching, what we're drinking this week, just jumping right into things. So Lauren, I ask you, maybe, are you ready to go into some Andor, man? Because when we first saw Andor, he was in Rogue One. However, Andor, for those who may not know or may not remember, is actually a prequel to that. Season 1 kicks off in the year 5, BBY, which is the before the Battle of Yavin.
Dun, dun,
So take us
yes.
to episode 1.
I do want to preface this beforehand. If you caught our Last of Us episode last week, those episodes were very standalone stories, each with an overall story, which a lot of times Star Wars stories are. Andor is different. There are some standalone stuff, but if stuff is like, that didn't happen in that episode, I did my best. So there's a lot going on. The show this is a very political, obviously Star Wars is always political, but this is really, I guess, going into it. Like there were things where I was like, okay, I'm just going to fast forward and watch clips, or previously I didn't have time to watch all of it. And then I was like, holy crap, I forgot about this. Oh my gosh, I have to Google this. Oh my gosh. So we're going to very carefully, we're going to go through each episode by each episode, but I'm not promising they're perfect. The information is perfect. They just might not be in the correct episode. So episode 1. Casa. So the description on Disney Plus is when Cassian Andor's reckless search for answers about his missing sister makes him a wanted man, he returns to his home planet in hopes of selling illegal ship parts and reconnecting with his mother. So this is when Cassian basically gets attacked by the Empire. So there's 2 employees who are not being very nice dudes. He kills them in self-defense. And then the Mama's Boy Empire, Cyrillin or Siren, he is insistent that this must be investigated and their killer must be found, because the Empire is really like, they probably
Empire
were just running
could not
their mouth.
care any less. Yeah,
they really did not. But this guy's like,
just
no,
try hard
protocol, and we have to follow the rules. And then we see flashbacks of Andor and his sister with their world getting occupied and just about everybody getting killed. And this is, Andor was obviously later found by Marva, who then raises him as her own.
It was very sweet. They even got that little robot. It's that sweet
B2
little
Emu, B2
planet.
Emo. They call him B.
Yeah, and dude, what a tryhard this nerd is, okay? Nobody cares. But of course, this dude's trying to get promoted because the Empire is all about eating their own and making yourself look better in the eyes of the Emperor to get promoted faster. It's a dictatorship after all, right? And so
some of that, I feel like this guy really was just like but this is what we're supposed to do.
He's a pick-me. Yeah, of course he is. We need to do this. Man, shut up. We don't care. Is our operation going well? It's just 2 people, whatever, amongst all the things that the Empire is doing. And this show is, very heavy, of course. Andor is. It's Saint Your Mom Star Wars. Either. They deal with a lot of things, such as episode 2, that would be me, when Cassian hurries to settle his affairs on Ferrix, with friends and family as tactical forces close in on him. Led by the conniving Karn, an agent driven by an obsession to preserve law and order. Another tryhard.
That again, knows the Disney Plus. We're starting with the Disney Plus. I just want to make sure we're not copywriting. We're telling you it's Disney Plus, and then it's my notes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. The official, whatever. Andor tries to sell a piece of equipment that he knows Bix's friend will come for. The friend is Luthen, Stellan Skarsgård, who is a part of the rebellion, posing as antiques dealer of sorts. I love that. Stellan Skarsgård is amazing in this show, and he definitely does a really good job pretending to be that antiques. And there's some really cool antiques in his shop as well. That you can kind of see a lot of Easter eggs. You have to really pause every time you're in there. He talks, with Mon Mothma in there a few times. Really does a great job. He played this rich, but then he's really doing some secret spy stuff on the side, which, man, even
We gotta
crazier.
love he acts so eccentric and so
He is.
and
Flash
it's like
you,
that's not him at all. Yeah.
No, because he's like a murdering psychopath.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
He
He's
tries to
such a
kill
good
Andor.
actor, man. Yeah.
Yes. So episode 3, The Reckoning, the description of the episode is: the siege tightens as the armored troops close in on the fugitive Cassian Andor. Desperate to escape arrest, Cassian contacts a mysterious but well-connected man who could provide him with money. So Andor's on the radar of the Empire, and Luthen and Andor meet, and they escape, and the mama's boy who was running the whole mission is ruined. He gets all upset, and he gets in trouble because he tried to get him and the mission completely failed. Luthen and Andor escape, and Cassian Andor is officially a rebel with a cause.
He's now a rebel. That's right. However, things don't start off. This isn't the cast that we're used to seeing in Rogue One quite yet. He still has a journey to go through. This is
still all about him.
Yes.
He's part of the rebellion, whether he likes it or not.
He's in it just like Han Solo got pulled into being a part of the rebellion, whether he likes it or not. But while we see here episode 4 Aldhani, out of options, Cassian joins a mission to infiltrate an Imperial garrison at Aldhani. On the city-covered capital world of Coruscant, agents of the Imperial Security Bureau start to piece together information regarding the disturbance on Ferrix. Now, Lawrence notes, Luthen introduces Andor to his team in their mission to steal something from an Imperial armory. His team includes none other than Ibn Moss, the Thing. You might have seen him before.
Oh, I put that in here. I said including the Thing, question mark.
Yep.
I didn't
entire quarterly payroll. Mon Mothma's cousin, Vel, is part of this team and not happy about the extra person, but they do come together. There's 7 total, yes, including the Thing. Mama's boy gets sent back to Mama because Mama said Empire is always so angry.
Blue milk.
His mission failed. Yeah, he's eating his cereal with blue milk. Shut your mouth, boy. We learn Luthen is working with Mon Mothma as she's funding the rebellion, but it's getting harder to move money around. Yes, her husband, as it comes to find out, is this eccentric politician D-bag as well, and she is rich and using her own money to fund the rebellion at this point, which is awesome.
She's like the classiest person ever. She just moves with style and grace.
She really is. I love her so much, and I'm glad that her scenes got cut initially in Revenge of the Sith. So to get the chance to be brought back for the series and Rogue One and everything is great. I don't think she was in Rogue One actually, but I do remember her scenes were cut, and now she was back in Andor, and she's back in Andor season 2. But she's awesome. I would follow Mon Mothma. Legit, I
don't remember what she's in. I thought she was more than Andor, which is also in the cartoons.
Oh yes, Mon Mothma does appear in Rebels, but and that I'll get to that because I kind of have a couple things here. Not a couple things that directly lead to Rebels, but I do have a couple theories about who we might see and what might happen with her in the next season. So go into episode 5. Why don't you take us away?
So the axe forgets, Cassian must carefully navigate the distrust inherent in being the new member of a secret operation. As Cassian and the rebels prepare for a heist, they begin to suspect they have a mole in their ranks. Yeah. That's all I have on that one.
Nobody really trusts each other at this point. What's his name? Ibn Moss. I know it's not his full name, but he really doesn't trust Cass. There's a lot of distrust going on.
Which you can't blame them because they're all putting their lives on the line.
You're at the beginning of the rebellion. I mean, the Empire is so big and vast that it would be a no-brainer that they are somehow finding out and infiltrating spies, a spy network. They
have spies in the Empire, so why wouldn't it be both ways around? Yeah,
exactly. I mean, the Empire has vastly more resources and money than the rebellion does at this point. The rebellion's poor. They're basically there's a lot of
nerf herders.
Well, it's fun because if you look at the American Revolution, kind of similar beginnings. The American government, they were poor, they were broke. And instead of, the French coming to save the rebellion, they get a Luke Skywalker. But, I think good for them. But he wasn't French. And they get a Han Solo who's also not French. But Chewbacca, he didn't speak English, so he might be French. We don't actually know for sure.
It's
the French are hairy, are they? I don't know. I'm just making things up now. I have no idea. There was this thing growing up that French girls don't shave their armpits. Ew. And
that's from Home Alone.
I think
when everyone in France, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very immature when I was a kid. And I'm like, who cares? I don't care. Okay. But episode 6, The Eye. With cover from a local festival, which is beautiful, the Aldhani mission reaches a point of no return. And this is Deidre's entrance. She's evil and with the Empire. But you kind of root for her because there's some sexism going on.
There was a moment that I was rooting for her. I'm like, these guys are not listening to her. And she's right, even though I didn't want them.
You don't want her to be right because that would mean they're all there.
That would inhibit their mission. But I was like, oh gosh, you still have sexism even with the bad guys and the good guys. I can't catch a break break anywhere.
No, women don't have a place. Neither do aliens, because the Empire is very racist towards aliens as well. That's why you never see aliens except for Thrawn in the Empire ranks, essentially, and they enslave everybody.
And they talk about it with Thrawn like he's a very rare exception.
He is.
And Anakin vouched for him.
Damn it, Anakin. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You were supposed to save us. Man, come, bro.
Well, it's because he knew him. I'm trying to think back on the novel now, but he was aware of who he was.
Yes. Now, the mission is somewhat successful. There are, however, casualties, of course. And the thing, even Moss, tries to steal the money, so Andor shoots him, and Vel doesn't fully buy it. Yes, they do steal the money. They get away. It's a success without, as much as it could be for this mission. It was beautiful.
Like the young kid died.
Yeah, that was sad. I forget what that young kid's from too, and I did terrible research on this. To be honest with you, because I know that young kid is in a bunch of things as well. So is even Moss, and I do. But visually, this episode is beautiful. I like this planet. It's green, and then the festival is just bright lights and really beautiful. And their escape is really fun. It's a fun escape. I love heists, and that's what this is, and that's what a lot of the rebellion in Andor kind of is. It's like spy stuff, heist. I live for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a great one.
Like after that, episode 7.
So Cassian takes his cut and goes home to mom so they can escape, but she doesn't want to go, but she says he has to go. Deidre's mad they're calling the heist just a robbery. She knows better, and she makes the rebel connection. And of course, the mama's boy is back. Andor is hiding out on as a tourist and gets arrested randomly. So that was episode 7, the announcement. And that is when they have the fallout from the Aldani heist. And yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, that's kind of it, and
poor Andor.
We're getting
money
more
all hidden, and he gets arrested.
Well,
like a beach resort.
He does. I know, at the beach resort, and it's dude just trying to get out and live his life now that he has money, but gets caught up in some stupid sweep, and now he's getting sent to jail. Where episode 8, Narkina 5. This is a good one, folks. While in hiding, Cassian is swept up in an Imperial crackdown with little more than a false identity to protect him. The Empire is unaware of who he truly is and what his past is, but sends him to work in a maximum security prison. He's sent to the Imperial factory and prison, which is where he meets Kino, who can't swim, and learns no one really leaves this prison. Mama's boy and Deidre realize they're on the same track. However, Deidre captures Bix, Andor's really good-looking girlfriend. Yeah, dude, this is Andy Serkis as Kino. You're seeing them make it. They very droid ran facility and things like that, and they staged the rebellion, which is super cool in this whole sequence. And then they all kind of jump out of the prison into the water below, and Kino can't swim, and Kino doesn't make it out. Yes, it was sad.
Not there yet, though. Episode 9.
You're right. I'm sorry. I was getting ahead of myself.
Nobody's listening. Hey, I already said these things aren't going to go in exact order. The finale, though, the last one, I did watch that full episode and I took notes the whole time. So you will be covered on the last scene on. Scene last? I don't know. Nobody's listening. That's the title of episode 9.
And nobody's listening to the show at this point. So I guess
they're like, we're just going to go rewatch 12.
You know what, guys? I'm going to go to Wikipedia where it'll just tell me what happened instead of listening to these two idiots, okay? All right, bye.
Okay, so nobody's listening. Under intense scrutiny, while in prison, Cassian makes allies and they plan an impossible escape. Meanwhile, Miro tortures Bix for information and realizes that Cassian may have been involved in the Aldani attack. No one knows Andor is in jail, but the Empire notices and decides to use it to their advantage. They're like, oh crap, we've been looking for this guy. I think he's in one of our prisons.
We found him. Oh no. I love how inept they are as well at the same time. The Empire is also vastly inept and stupid. So one way out. Here we go. This is the moment you've been waiting for, episode 10. Cassian and his allies attempt to seize a rare opportunity that could lead to victory. Mon Mothma brokers a new deal with a shady politician in order to ensure the future of the rebellion. Now, Mon Mommy has been dealing with a bad dude in order to try and get the funding the rebellion needs without the Empire noticing. He requests a meeting of his son and her daughter. You've got to sell off your daughter, man. How bad do you want this rebellion to go off? Jesus.
You have 40 acres and a farm.
I know.
40 acres and a mule.
Tough. Ugh. Andor and everybody in Narkina 5 chant one way out, one way out. They work together and jump and swim to freedom. That is, except for Andy Serkis. Rest in peace, Kino. Don't worry, you come back as Snoke for 5 seconds and then you die again. So tough luck, buddy. But hey, you know what?
Spoilers.
You're a great actor. Thulin works to get Saw to work with Kriegery. They have a spy in the Empire.
I don't know why it's spelled like that, but it's Krieger.
Not either. He tells them that if Krieger attacks, the Empire will be waiting. Luthen says if he doesn't attack, the Empire will know what's up. Yeah, this is where they get Saw back. Saw's sister died in Clone Wars, actually, and Saw was in Clone Wars and is a pretty...
He goes dark after his sister dies.
he is extreme. I'll put it to you that way. But is he necessarily in the wrong? Because he does help out a bit. They both want the same thing, the Empire to go away. He just is a little more extreme in his methods, okay? Sometimes you got to get crazy in war. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm all about murder tonight. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
All right, let's go,
What
daughter of Ferrix.
murder?
Come over here. What murder? He's the greatest guy around. That's right. Luigi was actually at my house watching Andor, preparing for this instead of shooting the CEO. So you guys can't put him up for murder. See? Them's the rules.
A fugitive once more, Cassian must make his next move before it's too late. So Cassian learns his mother has passed, and the Empire, who is looking for Andor, thinks he'll show up for the funeral. They allow them to get a permit to close Rick's Road to celebrate and mourn Marva Andor.
Dang, I know, man. She died. R.I.P.
Now, we will go through this whole episode properly.
All right, here we go.
Finale.
Rick's Road. Cassian returns home to Ferrix. It's a tinderbox that is just waiting to blow because it has experienced a spark of rebellion. This is where Deidre shows up on Ferrix. She tries to blend in. They're hoping to catch Cassian, who is mourning his mother who has passed away. Bix is still being held at this time. Now, Vel's girlfriend, Cinta, from the heist is here. She spots Deidre. Vel has now met up with her, and then Luthen shows up. Everyone getting together, man. They want to kill Andor before the Empire gets him to protect themselves because, they have to.
Andor was just out for himself.
Exactly. Mon is arguing with her clueless gambling husband, and the driver is eavesdropping, which she is none too pleased that he is gambling in Coruscant. However, it actually explains her odd banking choices lately. Clever, isn't it clever?
Because when the spy tells somebody about it, they're like, well, that would explain her odd banking choices lately.
Yeah, it would. Hey, fall guy. Cassian does it. He goes home. We get some inspiring flashbacks where we see Cassian reading Nemik's manifesto, which is how to take down tyranny and defeat the Empire.
That's the kid who passed away during the heist.
Yes. Services for Marva kick off a couple hours early, and there are a lot more than approved, which does not please the Empire, of course. They spot Andor hiding, and this is when Deidre keeps reminding them that they need him alive. So big chase, big huge thing. Cyril, who is the mama's boy, is also there, determined to catch the guy who murdered the two Empire D-bags that he is just so obsessed with, man. But he also wants to redeem himself. As the funeral march comes to a stop, everybody chants Stone and Sky, and that's when we see the droid B2 Emo project giant hologram of Marva. Ooh, this one it gets real good. There's a wound that won't heal at the center of the galaxy. There's a darkness reaching like rust into everything around us. And
that's a quote from Marva.
It's here she calls the Empire disease and encourages everyone to fight the Empire, which causes everybody to start fighting. Ferrix versus the Empire. Meanwhile, Andor finds Bex. A bomb gets thrown by Pac, whose dad was recently killed by the Empire. A lot of bombs go off at this point. All hell breaks loose. Cyril saves Deidre. Now, Cassian gets Bex to a ship where Beck, B2 Emo, and a few others are. He gives him guidance on escaping and stays on Ferrix. We then see Mon Mothma's daughter meeting the creepy guy's kid. Luthen gets to his ship where Andor confronts him, asking if he was there to kill him. Andor tells him to kill him or take him in, when Luthen just smiles. Ooh.
He's like, what are you trying to play? What game is this? And Andor's just like, I'm done with this crap. Like, you want to kill me? Just kill me.
He's tired. You going to kill me, bro? My mom's dead. My girlfriend got pretty much beaten to death. I'm tired, boss. What are we going to do here? What is he going to do? He's going to join the rebellion as one of the greatest spies who are going to steal the Death Star plan. Spoiler alert.
But then what's interesting about this, we don't usually get end credit scenes for Star Wars, but we did. And this was a very, very end of the credits. We see the Death Star. The Death Star was delayed due to a prisoner rebellion.
It's just a space station. Come on.
And we see little droids placing the things the prisoners were working on the Death Star. So Cassian helped build what would later kill him.
How is that for poetry, man? It rhymes.
Maybe you should bite the hand that feeds you sometimes.
You know what? I love a good rebellion. It's very inspirational. I really do. We should bring capitalism down next. I'm feeling inspired. Let's go fight the government right now. I'm out of here. All right, guys, I'll calm down. My bad. I'm very excited for Andor. Very, very excited for Andor season 2. I am also sad in a way that because Andor and Rogue One are legit like some of the best Star Wars aside from the Skywalker trilogies that we've ever gotten. I cannot wait to when all this comes out, because what I'm going to do, I can't wait to watch season 1, season 2, and then go right into Rogue One. God, it's going to hit like crack.
And then you have to immediately start episode 4.
Why can't they show me an early why couldn't I take the Mickey boat when this premieres, and I could have watched it on a flipping Mickey boat? You know, why
I don't
couldn't
know if they do that with the shows.
I know, but why couldn't I have taken this Mickey? What if they're since it's
Weren't we
April
on-
and we're close to May, are they going to show some Star Wars movies? Maybe you think?
What
No,
was
we're going to
coming
get stuck
out
with that
when we were
Office.
on the Mickey boat this summer? There was something coming out and we couldn't watch it.
Yeah, it was Deadpool and Wolverine. Remember? Duh.
No, not Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh,
We were on
I
the boat
don't remember.
that they probably would have played. No, it was a show. It was a. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, I remember what you're talking about, because we had to wait, or we were halfway through the show. Agatha? No.
No, Agatha was later.
There was a summer show. I don't remember now either. There was something.
Oh, Acolyte.
Oh, yeah, it was Acolyte, because we had to wait till we got.
And so we
signal and
couldn't watch.
downloaded
Yeah,
it.
or we
That's
had to download it. Yeah, was it?
That is
Acolyte?
lame. It was Acolyte.
Boys. Okay.
No, there was both going on at the same time, I think, because remember The Boys.
Gen V. I'm just going to start naming shows.
No, because you watched the finale of The Boys in your room.
No, The Boys came out the year before. Season 4 of The Boys was the year before.
You watched the finale of something on your phone. You downloaded something. It was The Boys.
No, because Boys was 2023.
Okay, but you definitely watched something on your phone when we were supposed to, because you downloaded it. And I was like, you watched it without me? You're like, well, we were watching on our tiny phones, and Josh had his. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's right. And Josh and I watched it together. I can't remember at all.
I remember. Don't remember what it was. I remember being insulted in manners I cannot describe. But that's neither here nor there. That is our Andor recap. I, of course, wore It's a Trap from Roosevelt's because I'm excited for Star Wars. This just can't wait, man. Just can't wait to be king. Next week is actually going to be our Mallrats episode, because 420 is not only Easter, but we love to punch Easter bunnies. And what better way to punch an Easter bunny than to watch Mallrats, one of the greatest, funniest comic book films of all time. It's got a lot of good stuff. Our friend Brian O'Halloran's in it, and suitor number 3. And so make sure you guys go ahead, like, subscribe, share, follow. Let us know your thoughts on Andor. And dudes, we're coming up on Star Wars month. Don't forget, Star Wars month is coming up after this. May is Star Wars month. We got the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. We are going to be talking about that coming up soon. The smell of dead younglings is in the air. It's upon us all. And I am all about death and murder tonight. I apologize. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.